I know that this House will endorse the principle of winning peace through strength. So starting today, I can announce this government will begin the biggest sustained increase in defence spending since the end of the Cold War.
For years, the UK has played a significant role in a disturbing and destructive global cycle, one in which arms are sold to conflict zones, military interventions follow, civilians are killed, refugees are displaced, and the blowback radicalises a new generation. But then this isn't just a one-off tragedy. It's a pattern, and it's happening again right now. In a sense, I've been discussing the cycle since I began Vox Political more than 13 years ago. Over multiple administrations, little has changed. From the Conservative Liberal Democrat coalition of David Cameron and Nick Clegg, through Theresa May and Boris Johnson to Rishi Sunak, and now under Keir Starmer's Labour, as you've seen from the clip, the fundamental direction of UK defence and foreign policy has remained consistent. We are trapped in a loop of militarism, arms profiteering, and foreign entanglements that generate more chaos than they resolve. The UK's foreign policy behaviour often follows a predictable cycle. UK manufacturers supply weapons to regimes or groups with questionable human rights records. For instance, since 2015, more than £23 billion of UK arms have gone to Saudi Arabia for use against Yemen. In the article version of this clip on the Vox Political website, I put links to more information about some of these points, so the link is down below if you want to follow up on them. Anyway, those extremists or regimes use the weapons to attack Western targets or destabilise regions. And in response, the UK then joins international coalitions to bomb or otherwise militarily intervene. These interventions cause civilian deaths and widespread devastation. In Yemen, for example, nearly 15,000 civilians have been killed by direct military action, most of them in airstrikes by the Saudi-led coalition. This destruction fuels anger and grief among survivors, not surprisingly, some of whom become radicalised. Radicalised individuals then join extremist groups, and the cycle begins again. This cycle has been seen in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Yemen, and is now increasingly echoed in policy responses to Ukraine and Israel and Gaza. The UK's role in fueling violence, then reacting militarily to the consequences of that violence, cannot be brushed aside as mere coincidence. One of the cruelest ironies is the creation of refugees by these wars, many of whom seek asylum in the UK only to face demonisation by the very politicians whose decisions helped displace them. The same governments that helped ignite these conflicts are those implementing hostile environment policies, cutting support services, and feeding anti-immigrant rhetoric to distract from their own failures. The hostile environment deters people from accessing essential services for fear of being reported, detained, or deported. We sell the weapons, we bomb the victims, we demonise the survivors. And then we repeat it. In Ukraine, the UK has poured arms and military aid into a war that, while launched by Russian aggression, has escalated with Western encouragement of militarised resistance over negotiated settlement. The UK has committed £18 billion for Ukraine, including £13 billion in military support. As with previous conflicts, arms manufacturers reap profits and displaced people suffer. In Gaza, UK-made weapons and surveillance technologies have been linked to Israeli operations, resulting in widespread civilian deaths. The UK government continues to back Israel unconditionally while cracking down on pro-Palestinian voices at home. This too creates a feedback loop of resentment and radicalisation. The UK has suspended 30 arms export licenses to Israel, acknowledging the risk that these weapons could be used in serious violations of international humanitarian law. The most damning truth is that this isn't a matter of party politics. The UK's foreign and defence policy has not shifted with elections. From the Conservatives to Labour under Keir Starmer, the core commitments remain: loyalty to NATO and to the US, a thriving arms export industry, and interventionism justified by vague notions of global stability. Labour's first 100 days in foreign policy showed a commitment to military and diplomatic support for Ukraine, indicating continuity rather than change. Starmer's Labour is not breaking from the Tory legacy, it is continuing it. Despite rhetoric about ethical foreign policy, Labour has backed UK arms sales, NATO expansion and military spending increases. On Israel-Gaza, the party has shown little willingness to challenge Israeli actions or defend the rights of Palestinians. This continuity reveals a deeper problem, the illusion of choice in UK defence policy. Elections bring new faces, not new strategies. The war machine turns regardless. If we want real change, we need to look beyond party labels and examine the structures that keep this cycle in motion. The arms industry lobbying government, the revolving door between defence contractors and policymakers, the silence of mainstream media, the political cost of questioning militarism. Ending the cycle means demanding transparency, accountability, and a shift from war-making to peace-building. Until then, the UK will remain caught in the cycle it helped create, exporting violence abroad and importing the consequences at home. I've been Mike Sivia of Vox Political, and if you found this useful, or if you believe in independent political journalism, help me keep it going. Donate £20 or more, and I'll send you a signed copy of my book, Strong Words in Hard Times. See, it does exist. Links below. Thank you for watching, and you'll see me in the next one.